That girl is stupid, but always want to show up. That guy is a selfish team member. No one wanna work with him. That girl's style is so rustic, but she thinks she's the star here. This man used to be so tasty, but now he's too chewy. To be honest, I used to catch myself thinking or saying something like that. I think if we are honest with ourselves, there are some people in our life that we consider as toxic people. But keeping that way of thinking doesn't make anything better. Some people may say you should stay away from toxic people, but in my experience, I found out that if I try to stay away from this toxic person, another similar toxic person will appear in my life. So difficult people or difficult situations in life are common. I can't run away or hide myself from them all the time. So what should I do? In this video, I want to share my approach to live in harmony with a so-called toxic person. Okay, so I think this topic is pretty hard for me to explain thoroughly. So please have some students together first. Grab your cup of tea or coffee or your favorite beverage and please sit with me with the heart opens and the mind opens. Okay, let's get started. Number 1. Stop calling them toxic. Firstly, before solving any problems, I want to chat a little bit about the word toxic. I think I need to enlarge my perspective about that so-called toxic person. We as society like to label people that make our life miserable as toxic. But I don't think the word toxic defines their whole self. They can have toxic speeches, toxic behaviors, but they can't be toxic people. I quote Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh. Hatred and fear blind us. We no longer see each other. We only see the faces of monsters, and that gives us the courage to destroy each other. End quote. So if we call someone a monster or a toxic person, that action only strengthens our hatred, veils our minds, and makes the conflict escalate. If I look at the bigger picture, a person who treats me badly can be a good mother, or a person who is competing unhealthily with me now is also a generous father. We just need to calm down a little bit to see a bigger picture, a whole story of their lives. So in another perspective, they are not toxic as we call. And when I look into a deeper dimension, the reason why people say something harsh or do something brutal is because they suffer immensely. In reality, we just need to bear them for a few minutes a day or so at the office, for example, or even the person who is really close to you can only make you mad about a few hours a day. But they irritate themselves with negativity 24/24. So they are poor people. Be compassionate with those people. Underlying their suffering are the illusions and the ego. I can see that the toxic words they spoke or the sabotaging action they didn't come from their true nature. Unkind behaviors are just illusions created by the elusive ego. They are not real, but the ego tries to convince them that protecting their image is necessary or harming others is the right thing to do to protect themselves. So to sum up, step 1, I practice not to identify a behavior with a person. I shouldn't take it personally. I don't think I should call them toxic people anymore. They're just human beings like me who temporarily have some illusion. So I temporarily use the words difficult people to refer to them, and realizing that they also suffer immensely, whether some kind of sympathy in me. Number 2, preserve my sanity and learn my lesson. What a difficult person did or said is not his or her true nature, but rather a teacher, or the Buddhists usually call it a dharma. It means their behavior is just a phenomenon that comes to help me to learn my lesson about the law of the universe. And indeed, difficult people taught me a lot of valuable lessons. But firstly, I need to check in with myself to see if I am also a difficult person. Yes, it takes courage to accept that. Really, most of the difficulty with difficult people is actually coming from me, the way I react to them. Normally, the common reaction to a toxic behavior is pointing out something wrong about that person. But I realize nothing better happens by doing so. If we continue to shout into their faces that they are wrong, that action only triggers their ego and pushes them to do more crazy things. So instead of criticizing that person, I come back to listen to my soul and figure out what lesson I've received. Am I angry? Am I aware of myself, my body, and my mind at the time she slandered me? Then I can look deeper into my mind and learn about the root causes of my feeling, my emotion, and my irritation. Usually, I need to calm down first before seeing anything clearly. I sit in meditation or go for a walk or journal or just sit silently with my cup of tea. When all the emotion and thoughts settle down, I realize the root causes that trigger me to react angrily to that person. For example, the cause can be my ego was attacked. My self-image was damaged due to her slander. But the ego is only a false sense of self. Then I accept the attack and let go. Another cause of my anger is due to the old story I kept telling myself about that person. She used to mistreat me, and now whenever she does anything to me, that old story comes up and labels her as a demon. But people change frequently. Just the change is so subtle that we can't see by our eyes. But they are not the same people we saw yesterday. So I practice seeing people with new eyes every day. With that realization, the unpleasant feeling just goes away suddenly and surprisingly. What remains with me is a vast space of purity and lightness. Number 3, be kind to them, but don't expect the outcomes to happen as I want. If my mind is pure and zen, I can accept difficult people just as they are. And with that attitude, I just want to help them, even though they may bring some chaos into my life. If you know how to accept yourself and love yourself unconditionally, you will know how to accept others. For me, the journey of rediscovering myself only started to shine when I realized I need to love myself for whoever I am, including my flaws. It's a hard practice at the beginning, but just do it, just try. Gradually, I find it easier to accept and even laugh at my mistakes. And from that, I can learn many valuable lessons about myself. I found out that the ego or the demon is really funny. When we reject it or oppress it, it becomes bigger and bigger. But if you accept it, embrace it, take care of it, tenderly like a mom takes care of a baby, then it will get smaller and smaller. So people who make you mad actually want your attention, or indeed, the demons inside them want your attention. Give it to them, welcome them, listen to them deeply without reasoning or trying to respond. Listening like that can help them to feel relief, and you already do an act of kindness. If I have a chance, I will say something skillfully to wake them up, or I will do something to make their lives easier. The purpose is to show my genuine desire to help, to build, to reconcile, not to destroy. But normally that person may continue attacking me, but it's okay now. Sometimes I just say, "Is that so?" I keep silent. I wish them happiness and inner peace, and then I walk away. Even though I want to help difficult people, their prejudices about me also prevent them to perceive my action as constructive. I just need to be patient. They will know someday. If they don't change yet, I need more patience, more compassion. Sometimes the good results come so surprisingly and even better than our expectation. For now, I'm just happy sowing the good seeds. I don't expect any result to happen as I want. At the end of the day, I think the reason we are here is to learn our life lesson, and different people have different lessons to learn, depending on our karma. So I don't impose my perspective on people anymore. They learn their lesson and I learn mine. I keep enjoying my journey. Realizing this is a relief for me. There are 3 steps I practice to live in harmony with difficult people. Stop calling them tosses. Preserve my sanity and learn my lesson. Be kind to them, but don't expect the outcomes to happen as I want. After all, I realize difficult people actually teach me a lot of lessons. They help me to cultivate compassion, patience, and kindness. So indeed, they are my teacher, and they only make me stronger and kinder. And I am also curious about your approach to deal with difficult people. So please comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you soon. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.